A 91-year-old veteran walked into a pawn shop. Again, for the fifth time that month, he was selling his wife's jewelry piece by piece. The employee watched him leave and something didn't sit right. She asked one simple question, and what happened next raised $450,000 in just 48 hours. This is the true story of how one person's curiosity saved two lives. Manchester, New Hampshire, 2024. Jenelle Marie worked the counter at a local pawn shop. It wasn't glamorous, but she loved talking to the regulars. People who came in weren't just customers. They had stories, lives, struggles. And then there was Donald. Donald was 91 years old, a military veteran. He'd been coming in for months, always with the same items, his late wife's jewelry, a necklace one week, earrings the next, a bracelet after that. At first, Jenelle thought maybe he was downsizing, cleaning out after his wife passed, but something felt off. He wasn't browsing or chatting. He would walk in, place the jewelry on the counter, take the cash, and leave, quickly, quietly, like he was embarrassed. Most employees wouldn't ask. It's not their business, right? But Jenelle couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. One afternoon in early 2024, Donald came in again, this time with a ring, his wedding ring. Jenelle knew this was different. You don't sell your wedding ring unless you're desperate. She made a decision. She asked, "Donald, why do you need the money?" He hesitated. Then, quietly, he told her. Donald's wife didn't pass away. She was alive, but she had dementia. He was her full-time caregiver. Every day, he fed her, bathed her, made sure she took her medication. He'd been doing this for years, alone, but their rent had just gone up. Again, their fixed income couldn't keep up. Donald was running out of options, so he started selling the only things of value they had left. Her jewelry, the same jewelry he'd given her when they were young. Jenelle's heart sank. Here was a 91-year-old man, a veteran who served his country, selling his own wedding ring just to keep a roof over his wife's head. And nobody knew. Nobody was helping. She went home that night and couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about Donald, about his wife, about how they were invisible to the world. And then she decided, I'm not going to let them be invisible anymore. Jenelle did something simple. She created a GoFundMe page. She told Donald's story, the veteran, the sick wife, the jewelry, the rent. She set a modest goal, $1,300, enough to cover a month's rent and buy some groceries. Then she hit publish. What happened next shocked everyone. Within 24 hours, the GoFundMe went viral. Complete strangers from across the country started donating. $10 here, $50 there, then $100, then $500. The number kept climbing. News outlets picked up the story. Local TV, then national news. Social media exploded. People were tagging their friends. This breaks my heart. We need to help this man. How is this happening in America? The video Jenelle posted of Donald got 14 million views, 1.7 million likes, thousands of comments. People weren't just watching, they were acting. Donations flooded in from all 50 states, even from other countries. By the end of 48 hours, the GoFundMe had raised almost $450,000. Read that again, $450,000 for a 91-year-old veteran who just needed help paying rent. But here's where the story gets even better. Jenelle didn't just hand Donald a check and disappear. She helped him manage the money. She connected him with an attorney to make sure the funds were protected. She negotiated with his landlord to stop the rent increases. Donald and his wife wouldn't just survive another month. They were financially secure for the rest of their lives. Donald could finally focus on what mattered, taking care of his wife. No more panic about bills. No more selling precious memories. Just time. Together. When reporters asked Donald how he felt, he said, "I didn't think anyone cared about us anymore, but they do. People still care." Jenelle became a local hero, but she deflected the praise. She said, "I just asked a question. That's all. I asked why he needed help, and then I did something about it. Anyone could have done this." But that's the point. Anyone could have. But she did. Here's what Donald's story teaches us. We walk past people every single day who are struggling in silence. The elderly, the sick, the veterans who served us. They don't ask for help because they're proud or ashamed or they think nobody cares. But all it takes is one person, one question, one moment of caring enough to ask, "Are you okay?" Jenelle didn't have money to give Donald. She didn't have connections or power. She just had empathy and a phone to create a GoFundMe page. That's it. And because she asked, because she cared, Donald and his wife are safe, together, for however much time they have left. Donald is still taking care of his wife every single day, and Jenelle still works at that pawn shop. She still talks to every customer like they matter, because they do. One question, one GoFundMe page, $450,000. 2 lives saved. That's the power of noticing. That's the power of caring. That's the power of asking, why do you need help? And then doing something about it. The next time you see someone struggling, ask. You might just change everything. If you like this story, there are more. Real moments, ordinary people, unexpected clarity. See you in the next one.